The transformation of angles is in case of a slightly larger angle. Or sometimes you're given an angle in a problem that's a little difficult. But it's a way to change it to a comfortable angle. So, if we could make it easier, we'd take a little break from solving the problem. I think this will solve everything. The 90-degree transformation will solve everything. There's a lot of course. To convert to 180 degrees, it's a 360-degree conversion. It's like this. It's all going to work out. What are you talking about? Okay, sine, if it's 390 degrees. That's how it's interpreted. This one's 90 times 4 plus 30. If this is an even number, then for sine, interpret it as sine. Odd numbers are multiplying here. If it's odd, we interpret it as cosine. And cosine moves the same way, cosine. I'm just gonna write it down here, sine, 30 degrees. And then finally, the sine of the quadrant of this sine with 390 degrees. Sine 390 degrees goes around once in 30 degrees. It's a quadrant. Every quadrant is a plus. This is a plus. That's why you said 390 degrees of sine is like 30 degrees of sin, so you can solve it at 30 degrees of sine. Here's another one. Cosine 300 degrees. How many times does he get 90? 3 times. 90 times 3 plus 30. I'll write it like this. When cosine is odd, it's interpreted as a sine, and write the back part as it is. So, 30 and finally, 300 degrees of cosine. Cosine sine plus quadrant. 300 degrees of cosine is the same as 30 degrees of sin, so loosen it to 30 degrees of sine. That's why I can interpret this. Sine 3/3 of the pi. The pi is 180 degrees. It's 180 degrees. It's 270 minus theta. So, how many times does 270 minus 90 get in after you said 270? Minus 3 times. It's 3 times. It's odd. 3 is odd, so when it's odd here, we're going to interpret it as cosine. This one's cosine, and then, you don't have to worry about the minus in the back. It's just this part. Write this part down, cosine theta, and then interpret it. It's the same angle as me, so sine 270 minus 3 is the angle in what quadrant? This is how you always think about the back part. Always think of it as an angle between 0 and 90. Going over 90 would have been included in 270 parts. There's got to be a smaller angle than 90, so this one's always between 0 and 90. If you subtract the angle between 270 and 0 and 90, it'll be the angle in 3 quadrants. That's why you finish it with the sine of 3/4 of sine. So I'm going to add a minus in 3/4, so I'm going to translate it into a minus cosine theta, and solve it. There's no such thing as tangent, because tangent is just a sine of cosine. You can interpret it with cosine. You don't have to know,